Today, I want to emphasize the importance of aspects in astrology. What is an aspect? It's an angular relationship between two planets, whether in your birth chart or between a planet in your chart and a planet in another person's chart in the form of a synastry or composite relationship chart, or in transit. So it could be two planets out there right now that have a certain angular relationship. So what this creates is a mini relationship between the two things that those planets represent. So it could be between two planets in your chart, say Venus and Mars. For simplicity's sake, Venus is your primal feminine, Mars is your primal masculine instinct. So if you have a hard aspect between those two things, let's say a square, there's going to be a sort of battle tension between them. If there's an opposition between them, if they're across the chart from one another, usually in opposite signs and in opposite houses, then there's going to be a dualistic perspective between those two things. It's like they're playing tug of war with each other within yourself. So these are the parts of the chart and parts of relationships when we find someone with whom we have these kinds of aspects. These are the things that are really felt in our birth chart. We don't so much feel individual placements. Individual placements only have relative importance in our charts. It depends on how they're connected to everything else. Those connections are precisely what I'm referring to as aspects. So aspects create the virtual infinite complexity in any birth chart, and the combination of aspects creates another layer of complexity, because you may have this one difficult aspect to deal with, but it may be outweighed by lots of positive or easy ones, like we say. Sextiles and trines are thought of as easy aspects because they make our lives easier. There's a natural flow between the two planets involved in those aspects. So this is, I don't consider advanced astrology. I consider aspects to be intermediate astrology, although I meet lots of people who are into astrology who don't understand aspects. I would argue that you don't really understand astrology until you understand aspects. And until you understand aspects, you certainly shouldn't be taking compensation to interpret charts, because there is a wealth of information in that chart that you are just not getting unless you understand and can fluidly interpret aspects. So I cannot emphasize enough how important aspects are in astrology. I'll be talking in more technical depth about aspects in this channel, giving you examples, and hopefully I can help you get to that next level. If you want consultation, one-on-one teaching on how to really get into the aspects, I can do that too. It's actually one of my favorite types of consultations to do in astrology. So you can hit me up via the links below for that. Until then, have a nice day, guys.